What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 4 Dummies, and tonight I am joined with the other 3 dummies. I have Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And Mr. Robert Detoff.
Hello, I am a drone.
And tonight we are going to continue with the collection critiques. You know the routine. Check your feelings at the door. They have no place here. If you want the uncut version of this, feel free to check out the Patreon where you can find this Sit Down Saturday and so much more. With that being said, our first entry is one that Robert has been very, very much anticipating. This is Mike K.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
There's a certain amount of things that he's immediately done right? Like, this is the type of collection where when you look at it, your gut instinct is to just notice everything that's right about it. And that's a beautiful thing. There's stuff like it's well lit. The cases are nice. They're in details. The details are elevated off the floor just a bit. It's a small ceiling, so it seems like it does the job regardless, right? It doesn't seem like, because you couldn't raise it really anymore. All of the kind of stuff is laid out well. They're not crowded. Layered. They're on risers. Like, there's so much care and everything put into this space. Even little things that he went above and beyond. There's a Mortal Kombat sign that he's painted on the ceiling.
There may even be some fishing line.
There may be. And that looks perfect. My criticism of this is that this looks like a store. And it doesn't look like a place to enjoy this. It looks like someone comes down there, takes a lap through, and then goes and makes their French toast.
Like, that's kind of what I look at. It's like everything is lined up too perfectly.
But I think
that's what makes it impressive. But that's what makes it impressive.
Yeah, I don't think it's too perfect. I think it's removed life from the space. So
I think it's the way that it flows, because it's like you do walk through it like a museum, and museums generally feel like a cold.
I guess my thing is, how do you enjoy this?
I think by walking through it.
Just keep moving, just take another lap.
Yeah, it's like not meant to sit in.
I think that there needs to be something reimagined for, like, he's obviously worked insanely hard on this space. And like there should be a space for the two of them to sit down there and enjoy a coffee. We know they like coffee, and kind of take on the fruits of their labor. I think there's something about this that seems too mechanical. It seems too...
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's like too retail-y and not enough... It looks like he wants to make money off of it. I know, I'm not saying that he doesn't. I know that he doesn't. But I'm saying if this was a place where he was like, look, this is a space that I've set up so that I could charge people $5 to take a lap through, I would be like, yeah, probably worth every penny.
I think you should do that. Here's the thing about this is I think, especially knowing the two of them, there are other places in the house where they're enjoying other stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, so this isn't the purpose of that. It's not like your basement serves that purpose of to come down and like vibe and stuff like that.
No.
Like, I think this is just really like a museum, but
I think
that you come through, you walk through, you look at it, and you keep it moving.
So in the same regard, I think by knowing them that he would like a place to sit down and sort of just
You
don't think though there's other spots in the house that have that?
Not
where you can
with this
enjoy
payoff.
The collection. Yeah.
First of all, let's see, which photo is this? Laura's favorite photo is the fourth photo in is Laura's favorite photo.
Easily.
They do look good though. They're like angled, like they do.
I'm telling you, there's something. To
they're well done.
They look like they're flying in.
I would like to see some of his like art. But if I was Mike and I took, you see that back room? That looks like available space. If you would really want to, could you blow out that wall, expand the space out, get rid of the middle displays that are in the middle of the floor, and put some furniture down there? You could perhaps expand this.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I'm
not sure that he can, because I know the type of home that he's in, and I'm not sure what's load bearing there.
Right.
I mean, like I said, I think it's a meticulous space, obviously, and a tremendous amount of care. Like, so the displays where you can actually see the toys are very well done. I think it's a lot of boxes. And I think that would be my one criticism. Like, I get it that they're all worth more in the box and everything, but it is just less interesting to look at when you're looking at a shelf, 4 shelves stacked on top of each other, I think. And it looks perfect. Like, if you did walk into this store, you'd be like, wow, an impressive store. Beautiful store.
I think that my issue with this is that because I know him and I know that he's kind of rock and roll, right? Like lip rings and all that kind of business. Like, this is a very corporate display for what I would have expected from this dude.
That is true. That is a good way to put it, where you're right. That dude's a more punk rock dude to have such a sterile display.
Yes. I would have expected a more creative outlet, like an output from like a more like, oh wow, he thought of something I hadn't thought of, or he thought of something that nobody thought of, because he's just like seems to, like, he's a pretty creative dude. It's a very well done, and I don't want him to think that I don't think it's extremely well done. It's just very cookie cutter. It's
so densely packed. There's not even like the only recommendation you have is you would have to completely start over from scratch everything.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing setup for a different person.
Yeah,
like I don't really have any recommendations. I think I think the only recommendation I have is a sitting place to kind of enjoy it. But I think in the same breath, because I know the guy, I would have expected something less cookie cutter.
Really quick, I like the Stunnicon shelf. I like the.
I don't have a complaint about any shelf that he's done. Yeah. Like my complaint is not even a complaint. It's just like it's a disappointment, because I know this guy. I would have expected.
He wanted something fresh, but only got something clean.
Yeah. So moving on to our next one. This is Wing L. So here, on the other hand, right, I think that what he's done with his toys just in this opening picture is not great, but the living space I find quite welcoming.
Yeah, wild. That first photo is wild.
What is going on here with these boxes? Those like little IKEA cubes, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting idea, but I don't think it's successful.
There's a lot.
And they're overcrowded. There's just tons and tons and tons of piles of spiky things and bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's a cool space.
It's overcrowded,
but it's way too crowded.
Yeah, and it feels like it's unsettling, because you're sitting in there going like, what's gonna fall over? What, like, if I was a guest there, I'd be like, what am I gonna knock over?
You know what I love though? I love this light, like this lamp with like this Evangelion stuff that he's.
Yeah, dude, I was literally just looking at that.
That's amazing. Underneath, it's got like that ship. I dig all that. I think that's great.
Yeah, I think the stuff underneath, even like underneath the coffee table in like the second photo, there's like a bunch of little there's just a bunch of random stuff in there that looks good.
Yeah, where did you get those waterhead?
So the coffee table's a little crowded for me still, but the like end table is kind of cool with whatever's going on.
Yeah, that's the Evangelion stuff.
Yeah, the ring light. That thing's. You have a lot of. So here's the thing about it. I will say is that everything you've done, with the exception of maybe the details, is unique, and I haven't seen a lot of this stuff before. Again, just the details and those stacking cubes and everything on that just makes me super nervous.
Yeah, the details are a mess. It's just too much.
Which came first, the artwork or the displays? Because I feel like the artwork affected his vision of the displays.
I don't know.
I like the artwork in there.
I like the artwork too. I like the art. My favorite thing about this is that little lamp and the artwork and the couch and the coffee table.
So the figures that are on top of the details that are not in any cubes, if we remove the two cubes from each side, spread out the uncubed figures, and then maybe run a line of 4 cubes across the top of the paintings.
Yes.
Maybe that
would help.
Will be a little less.
Even if you ran cubes all the way across the top, because he could make a lot of these detolfs burp, like they're filled to the brim. Almost every case in this, every cube. That's what I call it. I have to do it in my collection. Every cube in this detolf is ready for a burp. It's filled to capacity.
Yeah, it's too much. Lift the detolfs up and put something underneath it.
That too. Yeah, that too.
What's up with that house phone, Mac? What's that number?
I don't hate it.
What is up with that rug being off-center? That's bothering me.
Really, Robert? You want it tucked under the couch?
I want it even. It bothers me. It's like off-center.
Oh, sit it under the chairs, maybe.
It should be a little. It should technically be a little under the chairs and a little under the
each
couch.
Set of legs. Yeah, man.
The detolf isn't the display device for the way that you have these legends set up. Like, you're going for these huge battle scenes, and just the detolf isn't the best outlet for those, for that type of display.
But they're not just legends. He has all sorts of stuff in there. He's got Chug stuff. He's got legend stuff. He's got non-transformer stuff. Like he's got so much stuff in here, but it just becomes a blur.
I can't tell what he has.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to zoom in. There's a lot of zooming. My thumbs are tired.
No.
Yeah, like he has an Iron Factory detolf shelf that's like, it's not laid out poorly. It's just the fact that he has so much in every detolf shelf that it becomes overload. I think you've done a good job with your living space. I think the toy space is what needs to be fixed. But to be fair, we usually see it where both are kind of screwed up, and at least you got it half right here. And I think you've got some things that are on the right track, just not quite there yet.
Right.
Let's move on to Stuart.
He can use that fire. He can use that fireplace.
He could. it, but I got a feeling that fireplace is pretty nice.
Yeah, but it'll be like if it set it on fire and then throw all the toys in it.
Well, just half and just spread out the other half. Anyway, we got Stuart L. He's coming through. So my first impression looking at Stuart L's first picture is like, man, take those Transformers off that shelves and put some mini bites on there.
Is that his bathroom?
It looks like a pantry.
It's pantry, but what are they standing on? How are they not falling through the grates?
Yeah, they're just small.
I'm falling the grates.
No, I feel like this, especially. I feel like this is like fake in here.
A smorgasbord of things.
Look at the ollie.
This has got to be in a closet. Like that closet made wire shelving is in a closet. So I'm assuming this is a picture of inside of a closet. The first one.
God.
I feel like this shelf with Grimlock and everything on there, I feel like that is all photoshopped. Now, there's no way that these are standing on that wire thing unless there's a piece of plexiglass over it. But there's no way. I'm calling BS on that shelf entirely.
Yes.
So look at the shelf that's got Rodimus, Springer, Grimlock.
Daniel.
It's the second one from the bottom.
No,
None of those are standing on there right.
You're right.
Look right.
He has like a
They've
white.
been photoshopped.
I think they're all photoshopped in there.
Oh,
You can tell.
my God.
He has like
Fraud!
You're right.
Unless
These
there's a
aren't
piece
there.
of plexiglass that we can't see, but I don't think that these are the
No, you
shelves
can
that
tell.
these things are on.
These
You
aren't
can tell
there.
this stuff's been photoshopped.
Yeah.
It's obvious if you look at the lines. Just look at the cutout. This person meticulously cut these figures out of an image and falsely put them on the shelf. Look at
But
Leo
how did he get the perspective so right?
So I don't know if it's every shelf. That's what I'm saying. I think it's just that shelf.
So like
because the other one.
look at the shelf with Galvatron and Cyclonus. Cyclonus's perspective is off.
Where's that?
the second one
Cyclonus
from
is
the
like
top.
looking. He's like falling forward, and everything else is looking straight.
Right.
He's not even lit the same way.
And look, Galvatron's standing on something. Blitzwing's standing on something. Scourge is standing on something.
I think
I don't
some
know,
of this
man.
is real and some of this isn't.
Yeah, right.
some
Like that,
of
that one with
the
them
ones that
standing
look
on the
real
cube makes sense.
Some of them have black things under their feet.
Yeah, because the shadow. Well, I'm looking at the shadows. Like the shadows, especially cast behind them. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe not. The shadows seem right on a bunch of them. Like, I mean, maybe it's all the figures are the same. Maybe it's just the shelving that's photoshopped in. Maybe we're looking at it wrong. And these are displayed on something. When this guy was like, "This is probably better. What I have is terrible. This
You
is
would
better."
see the bottom. You would have to Photoshop the wires over the feet. How would you see the bottom? How would you see the bottoms of the feet?
I mean, I don't
This
know.
is
Maybe it's
mysterious.
These black cubes with Devastator and the Dinobots, that's real.
right. The lighting looks natural and normal.
And it's also mid.
Well, you don't like his
No.
foam?
Well, those Dinobots need to be like staggered in height, not all standing in a crowd.
Yeah, so weird.
Then he's got this other case with like Legends class figures with foam, and that's awful. It's not enough to
Awful.
occupy that space. It's a mess.
But like, look at this GoBot shelf on the wire. Like, does that on that wire like that? See, the lighting on the wire rack seems weird.
Off. It does.
It's the wiring. It's the shelving that's put in because the shadow doesn't match. The shadow on the shelving doesn't match. It should
But
shine
the-
underneath.
The one with the combiners, that's real. He's got like
one's that?
Feral
Yeah.
Rex, Generation Toy, Gravity Builder, Warbitron, Bruticus, Transformation, and they look great together.
Maybe he has some of the sticky putty.
But again, it's just that one shelf where there's no way you have these feet. Because, sometimes these things are a pain in the ass just to stand on a flat surface, let alone you having them precariously balanced on these wire beams. And it's starting to irritate me now.
Yeah, something's not right here. Something's not right. Is the Voltron his?
That's what I was asking you.
That
Yeah,
looks
all of
great.
it, too.
That looks great. The Voltron stuff looks great.
It doesn't look like it's in his house, though. It looks like someone else's
It
collection.
does. It does.
I think maybe it's just a whole bunch of random pictures having a go. Maybe.
Yeah.
Something's not right
Well,
about
I mean,
this.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say here. This is too confusing. I need to see the whole space, Kevin J. I'm sorry. Let's move on to Jet S. This is our last entry. I like the art.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
It's all like the same type of art. I wonder if it's his or a particular
Just
art.
because,
I don't think I think it's just random posters of stuff because I've seen this 3PO red and black piece of art before.
It's interesting to see like the TV with the speakers, like because that looks like it's from a totally different place.
Right. That's like maybe like a loft. It does look like a different space. I don't think it's the same space.
Yeah, but like that looks cool. And he's got like that little.
banisterless stairway.
and he's got that little stand up on over the brick, faux brick, but like
Yeah, those cool glass shelves, but
yeah.
I don't know if this stuff.
Yeah, I mean the TV spot looks cool. Yeah, like this space with like the chair and the computer desk, that looks like a children's room, like a child's room. But then this other space with the TV and everything looks like the space for an adult. I don't know if he's taking pictures of dad's stuff and his stuff and combining them.
Well, there's like 3 different. So we have the green stuff, and then we
I feel like it's 2 different kids' bedrooms.
and then we
too.
have like the off-white, and then we have the blue.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
Oh, this is definitely 3 rooms.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe it's dad or mom and 2 kids, like each showing their collection.
Yeah, some of these, this entry have just been too confusing. I like the art on the wall. I like the space with the TV and the speakers. The rest of it is not noteworthy.
I think for this room that's got the art on the walls, you could actually even take it. Oh, you kind of did it one step forward where you have a shelf that's got stuff on there too, but you could just use that as the background and put up more shelves around that would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like really integrate it even more. The art is cool.
Cover a closet?
Yeah, it looks like it was like a sliding doors, but it was a mirror.
So
and you just put them, which I'm not mad at that.
I mean, you have other places here where like the figures are laid out nicely, but they lack a little bit of purpose. I don't know. I like the art and I like the TV space.
Photoshopped shelves.
A manatee with 2 legs that go into one fin.
I want Robert D standing in the middle of his Jersey house, upset that his collection isn't working out for him.
How about a picture of Bobby Skullface being denied health insurance?